ang mitsa, hudyat para ang lahat magsigalaw na. Ngayon ang panahon para magkaisa, at ang husay ng Pinoy maipakita. At kay Donaire, yun ang kanyang adikain, para lahat ng Pilipino pagsamahin. Sang bigis, sang dikit, sang lahi, para kahirapan ay mabawi. The Filipino Flash! Pilipinas, nandito na siya upang kanyang ipakita ang aking tapang na galing ng bayan niya. The Filipino Flash! Pilipinas, nandito na siya upang kanyang ipakita ang aking tapang na galing ng bayan niya. The Filipino Flash!
Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Nonito Donaire.
No, nakamute pala. Hey guys, nakamute pala. I'm sorry. All right, we'll do it again. Again.
Can you guys hear us now? Give it
Yes,
thumbs up.
yes.
Sound na? Merong
Okay na.
No, they're saying no volume.
That's
Is it
probably,
volume na? Yes?
Yes, may volume na yan.
Muted pa?
No, may volume na yan.
No audio. Hold on. Let's go here.
May audio na ba, di ba?
Hold on. We will find out very soon if there's no audio. I'm just gonna look
Yes. No, dapat may audio na yan.
Hold on.
24/7 support.
All right.
2,
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Oh,
Oh, yeah.
ay, wala.
Audio.
Yes na. Okay,
I told
sige.
you. May audio na yan.
Okay, well, let me just do that. Okay, cool. Yeah. All right, guys. Let's try this again.
Okay.
Happy Halloween.
Happy Halloween! So yesterday we watched the fight, Caraballo and Sultan's fight.
Yes.
And then of course the main event was the Peda versus
Vargas, which was very, very quick.
Yes.
Now, what we want to talk to you about is what we've been hearing a lot, of course, is the question of the scorecards. We invited Anthony here to talk about his scorecard. Hi, Anthony.
Hey, Anthony.
Your thing's muted. Perfect.
Hello.
And I believe Winter's gonna come up here too. Before we start on the scorecards, what was your score?
The live score, I gave the live scorecard and the replay scorecard. With the live scorecard, I actually agreed with the judges, but not in the same rounds.
Yes.
But in the replay, I think it was wide. I have in the live I have 94-93 Sultan, but in the replay I got 96-91 Sultan.
Wow.
Interesting. When did you watch the replay? Like right after, or did you wait a bit?
I think about 5 hours after.
Okay. And you got that score.
Yeah.
Huh. Okay,
Man.
what did you get, babe?
Well, let's give the official scorecard first. And the majority of the cards, although it's different, it was 94.
Hold on. I got it.
Yeah, it was this is the scorecard.
So let's talk about the scorecard.
Yes,
that
we'll talk
is
the official scorecard. Yes, the official scorecard. Let's look at the official scorecard first. Scorecard.
Yeah.
Yes.
Hold on. I need to take out that thing. Okay. So the official scorecards, is that big enough for people to see, or is it too small?
Yes, I think it's okay.
Okay.
So the official scorecard is 93-94. Different rounds from different people, of course. The first judge had it the
10-9.
10-9 for Caraballo, and then 10-8 the second round, 10-8 for Sultan, and then 10-9 for Caraballo, 10-9 for Caraballo, 10-8 for Sultan, and 10-9 for Caraballo, 10-9 for Caraballo, and 10-8 for Sultan, and 10-9 for Caraballo for one of the judges. But mainly, all the judges, nakascore sila lahat.
They're about the same.
Pretty close,
But the
but
last round was interesting.
the last round was interesting, and the first round was interesting too. No? Wait, all of them? No, all of them. Okay, mali ako dun.
10-9.
Mali ako dun.
10-9. 10-9. This one was interesting. He gave it to Sultan in the last round, but these two did not at the
Yes.
last round. So 10-9, 10-9, and actually reverse on Roldan's card. So that was pretty interesting for us to see.
And what was the other card na nakaiba sila? The difference?
10-9, 10-9, 10-9, 10-9.
Third round, I think.
Yeah.
The
1,
third
2, 3.
round,
So third round 9-10, 9-10,
and then
10-9.
Interesting. 10-9.
So I'd love to hear what everybody so there's some people that are saying they thought it was fair. Other people are saying 95-92. You know, so I mean a lot of people's scorecards are a little bit you know,
Different.
little bit different, but pretty much the same result.
Sultan is the winner.
But they were wondering, you know, of course, was this going to be a robbery if he did not drop Caraballo? And that's an interesting question. You know, we look at things like that when Caraballo just signed a promotional contract with Top Rank right before the fight. I believe the week of the fight, he signed a promotional contract. So, you know, of course, some things like that might be playing people's heads. And the one thing that Nonito always says is that you can't dispute a knockout.
Yes, that's why I always go for a knockout.
Yeah.
Kaya nga, naghanap ako ng knockout every single fight.
Yeah. So I guess what we should do, let's just wait a couple more seconds, talk about the other fight, the Cepeda.
Cepeda fight.
Did you watch the Cepeda versus?
The Cepeda fight was very quick. As you remember, there was a little bit of chaos during the weigh-ins.
Yes,
but the
that's
fight
what we
ended
talked
up
about.
really quick, and things like that can happen in fights. You know, especially if the guy you're fighting is a power puncher. So things like that can happen, even though people are looking at it in different in different views. Like for instance, a lot of people thought that the odds was different. It was the opposite around. The odds was,
I did not know
I
that
didn't
he
know
was
that.
undercard. I would not have
Yes.
I would not have put him as an underdog at all.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
Cepeda was the underdog in this fight, and the fight went really quick. I mean, again, you know, fighting a guy with power, you know, anything can happen.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
yun nga nangyari, no? Hindi natin malaman, especially pag may lakas yung kalaban.
I think Vargas tried to psycho Zepeda with his antics because
in the yes,
Vargas is a boxer who likes slugger opponents so that he can hit easily and then move out, hit, move out, just
Yeah.
like that. And then it went the other way around because Zepeda wants to kill Vargas because of what happened to his brother. So those antics turn around. to
yeah,
Vargas.
it backfired, no? Nag-backfire
Yeah,
yung
backfired.
antics nila.
Well, Treb says he deserved the KO. He runs his mouth like a. So, you know, the interesting part of that is what we learned is in the corner, his brother, Zepeda's brother, was actually missing because if you watch the replay of the face-off, Zepeda's brother was the first to push Vargas. He put his hands on Vargas. Now, you watch, of course, everything unfold. I believe Vargas's dad actually kicked Zepeda's brother.
Yeah.
And
But
and then he kicked back.
after that, after na yun, diba? Because if you really look at it, the fighter would be the one to fight, you know, and that's why they have a security guys. And although, you know, that's your brother, that's your family, you want to hit somebody, but then the first person to touch the fighter was the brother, Cepeda's brother, and I understand Cepeda saying that kailangan they should be equal because the two coaches would have to disappear in the corner. But the problem is Cepeda's brother was the one that touched the opponent, so I think that was the call for the.
But we're gonna argue about this.
Of
I mean,
course, you're gonna argue.
this
You
is
always argue with
something.
me.
I mean, you can't like. Here's the thing: the commission can't say, "Oh, okay, we're gonna allow trash talking. We're gonna allow this. We're gonna allow that." But this is not allowed. And one of the things that happened is Vargas covered Zepeda at the weigh-in. Zepeda came in front, and he touched
Yes.
Zepeda. So shouldn't Vargas be just as responsible?
But what are they gonna do?
I think they must penalize Vargas too,
Haven't gotten fined.
so
Well,
that it will
yes,
be equal.
Yes,
But I
yes,
just think it's in NYC. That's why.
yeah. Well, that's true. That was his hometown. That you're right. You're
Yeah.
right about that, Anthony. Yes, I agree with you in this one. I think that he started it, so he should be penalized for it. And then, of course, getting his brother kicked out was also another judgment for that.
Yes, I
So-
agree. He was trying to cover Cepeda. For sure, he was trying to cover Cepeda. Cepeda stepped right in front of him, and instead of just, I don't know, maybe doing this dance where they just both cover each other, he actually, put his hands on, and that starts, it's a physical touch. So, commissions need to crack down on things like that. If we were to see the Canelo Plant thing play out next week at weigh-ins, and there's a swing, everyone loses, right? If there's a swing and there's a cut again, we lose a really big match because A, there's no security that's to stop both fighters, and B, most of the things with fighters that have loud mouths, they ask, well, what are they going to do? Stop the fight?
Well, I think too, it needs to be cleaned up. No, I believe now it needs to be cleaned up because, as you can see, that happened, and then of course going back into Ustakegi, and
I can't remember the guy's name.
and then going back to what's his name?
I don't know, doorbell rang, so it just threw me off.
the one with the Oscar Valdez.
Oh, okay.
Like the difference in punishment
Are not across the board. No.
And of course, then there's like decisions na you're looking at them like, what the heck happened? Diba?
Oh, parang B said Anthony is very handsome.
Handsome daw.
Can you check who's
Check
at
mo
the
na.
door? Sunday, no one. Oh, wait, it's Halloween. Babe, it's Halloween.
Have you watched the entire card?
You need to hold on. Hold on.
Wala kaming candy, nagnanak yung mga tao.
You need to
be
turn
quiet.
off. Yeah. What do you mean be quiet?
Well, they have the gate, so they can't see us.
Just turn off the light.
Okay, I'm gonna turn off the light.
So in the U.S., just a random thought. We decided not to bring the boys trick or treating today. They have already.
I feel bad for the kids.
They don't need candy.
For the kids.
The boys had gone to their school Scream Festival. They had some candy there. They had jump time and all this other fun stuff. They went to a haunted hallway. And then yesterday they got to watch Addams Family with the boys. And we just felt like on a Sunday where tomorrow they have school, they get up at 6 o'clock every morning. This was probably not something we really wanted to do. So hopefully the doorbell doesn't ring anymore because we don't have candy in this house. This is not like we would just be giving. You want to bag carrots?
Yeah,
Or
bag
give-
of carrots. Just give them bag of carrots,
and apples.
and
I
a
don't
bag
know.
of cauliflower rice.
Trebs, we don't have candy in
Yun lang
this house.
nasa namin is this cauliflower rice.
Yeah, we don't even have
Um,
regular rice.
so-
Sorry. Okay, so
Okay,
we'll go
so
back.
we'll go back into it.
So there's
It
no.
needs to be cleaned up. I
Yeah.
think it needs to be cleaned up from judges scoring lopsidedly for the opposite when no one can say that it went to the other guys. There's a lot of things like I say, example that comes to mind is the Pacquiao versus Bradley. That comes to mind of just how crazy a decision
The
can
scores
be,
can
the
be.
scores can be, and stuff like that. So I think that all of that, from fighters to sanctioning bodies and referees and judges, should be there should be a more severe punishment so that so that it won't happen as much. I believe that that could be the case. No.
Yeah.
I mean, the whole card was a mess last night because the the undercard fighters of NYC got a gift from the judges.
Yes.
So
Yep.
that's why before the Sultan fight, I was saying to myself, I probably need to call NYC police so that they will be alarmed by robbery in the Madison Square Garden.
Well,
Call the cops. Call
let's
the
talk
cops.
about the round for round. So, on the first round, we saw Sultan really being aggressive in that round,
Yes.
right? So in that round, on the first round, what did you score the first round, Anthony?
I scored it for Sultan.
Yes.
I have the other way around because due to Sultan's aggressiveness, he dictated the pace. He cut the ring off. Si Caraballo, he was hitting Sultan with the left hook, but Sultan countered it well. And then overall, he's because first round is parang adjustment stage or dictating the pace, who's dictating the pace. So I think with Sultan's aggression, I believe Sultan won that round, but
Yes.
um the judges
Gave it to him,
said
di
Well,
ba?
that
you had to say your card
Caraballo's left
first.
hand.
What
Yeah.
was your card?
So yun nga, no, they the official
No,
scorecard.
say your card first.
Okay, my card is Sultan. Like I agree 100% with Anthony. Sultan was aggressive. Sultan was throwing more punches, more clear punches, and he took control of the fight. And if I'm scoring old school style yung score ko eh, whoever is more dominating in my eye wins the round. So I gave that to Sultan 10-9.
But all three refs had scored that actually going to Caraballo.
Yes.
1, 2, and 3, all three refs. So that was very interesting to see that that's the way they saw it.
And in that round, I don't think Caraballo did anything to win the round. He didn't even throw anything but to be more cautious of that first round.
Yeah.
He's just landing his jabs, but it doesn't connect. And
Yeah,
then
tumatakbo
his
lang
left
siya
hook,
eh.
he had his left hook. I think it's just two, but Sultan countered it.
Yeah.
Yes. So round 2, what card do you have?
It's 2017 for Sultan because of the knockdown.
So you
Yes.
gave him a 10-8.
Yes, a 10-8. Yes.
Okay. Yeah, and that's where, like, if you guys don't remember, he connected with a powerful right that dropped Caraballo early in the second round.
Yes.
And that is actually only the first time Caraballo's ever tasted the floor.
No, that was the second time.
Second
in the fight.
Second
But
time.
that was the first time in that night.
Yes.
Yes.
And from there, the scorecards for the judges were 10-8. So we agree with the scoring on that round. Okay. So luckily we agree there. But then we go to the third round.
Yeah.
And the third round was where, Caraballo hit Sultan with a left in the closing seconds. He lost balance and he touched his glove to canvas.
And
it is what
the
it
referee
is.
called and
He
declared
called
it
it
a
a
knockdown.
knockdown. And then and Caraballo also had
Went
a
down,
knockdown
right?
that round.
Yeah.
Yes. So what was your score for that round? And this is where it starts to get interesting.
Live scoring, I got it for Caraballo because of Caraballo's. It's not how you start the round, but it's how you end the round. So I gave it to Caraballo. But seeing the replay, Sultan got the first 2 minutes. He was the aggressor on that round, but Caraballo poured it in the last minute. So I give it to Sultan in the replay.
Now,
So you
a lot of judges would give that for the way you saw it the first time, no? Taking the last 30 seconds or the last minute of the round.
Yes.
For me, and this is where I go into old school style of What was your score in that one, by the way?
Just the round.
Just the round.
Just the round. I think I got it for Caraballo because of the knockdown
Is it
on
at
Sultan. So,
10-9 or 9-8? Because the
I
judges.
think it's 9-8, 9-8 because
Okay,
they
so
have
you did
both.
9-8.
Okay, so the judges scored it 10-9. Like
Yeah,
they've completely forgot about the
knockdowns.
knockdowns,
Yeah,
and that was weird for me to see. But for me, I had it 9-8 for Sultan, um, because of the two knockdowns from one knockdown from each of them, and so it was a 9 round to 8 Sultan.
Well, here's the funny part. This is one of the weird ones, right? So there's two judges that score it 9-10 for Sultan. The third one scored it 9-10 actually in Caraballo.
That's very interesting, because
because of how you end it.
yeah,
Because the last minute, Caraballo poured it out. He landed much cleaner shots, and then yun the knockdowns sealed it for Caraballo. I think for the judges to give it to
and
Caraballo.
you're totally right about that, because it's not he did pour it out in the last, and took advantage of it, and
Yeah,
I just can usually remind themselves that that was the case of the round. Ang ano lang is they did not deduct the knockdowns in their
yes,
scorecard, which was weird to me, because if Caraballo won or Sultan won, it would have been a 9-8, or the other way around, diba? So yeah, so I had it 9-8 for Sultan, because I thought Sultan won that round
But
as well.
well, your point is that
They
they
did
gave
not.
a 10.
Yeah,
But he got
they
knocked
did
out.
not even think about the knockdown, because it was like, oh, they both got knocked out. Let's just score it the regular way. So it was weird for me to
So
see
they
that.
just made it back even.
Yeah, they just made it back even. Yes.
That's interesting.
All right.
Okay.
The fourth round.
The fourth round, what did you score, babe? And then Anthony can tell him.
The judges scored it 9.
I said
Mine. I scored it 9-10 for Caraballo for that round.
Round
I
4.
got it. I have the same score. I got it for Purin because of his combinations, and I think this is where Sultan starting to his foot is starting to buckle down. That's
Yes.
why I kind of see him a little bit lackadaisical
Yes.
in his aura.
Yes, and natatamaan siya nun ng malaking straight on this fight, on this round.
Caraballo started getting his rhythm.
Yes.
And he was landing the straights just really easy and random hooks. Like you said, there was a certain point, I believe, if you watch our video replay of of our commentary, we were starting to say that his feet start to look like they're slowing down. They weren't in and out movement anymore. He wasn't as explosive. It was like his legs just got heavy and planted. Starting on the 4th.
Yes.
But the judges
The
scored
judges had
same.
it the same, 9-10 for Caraballo.
Okay.
Then on to the 5th round.
Anthony, what did you get on the 5th round?
I got it for Purin for Caraballo 48-46. I know 38-37. So I know 47-47. I think. So he dictated the round with his jabs. The first minute he dictated with his jabs, and then Sultan was playing backpedal in that round, and then his left hook is starting to unload in that round. So I gave it to Caraballo. It's a shout out.
I also got it for Caraballo 9-10. I remember the straight keeps coming up, and like you mentioned, his legs, Sultan's leg was a little bit rocky, and he was throwing some weird punch with an uppercut that landed. The straight landed for Caraballo a lot of time, which hurt. No, not the man si Sultan Dod, and I think that was the case. He was launching, he wasn't changing his tactic or his strategy, and so I got that round for Caraballo.
Yeah. So round 6, of course, round 6. Sultan.
Well, the
that
judges
5?
also
Oh,
had it the same.
Yeah, judge had it the same. So for the 3rd time in the fight, Caraballo fell with a right hand from Sultan. But the thing is that Caraballo was dictating the 6th round. He was until that straight. So that's another one of the rounds that are going to be really interesting. because of the fact that Caraballo was winning the round, one
Akala ko
knockdown.
Carabao eh.
I know his name is getting me. His he was dominating the entire round except for that one. So what do
Yes.
you score the sixth round being that?
Well, the whole round was Caraballo's round,
Mhm.
and again I scored very old school style. So you know, and then Sultan hits him with a counter and drops him. But he still tries to try to win the round throughout. But I can't not I can't forget that the round belonged to Caraballo. So I gave it a 9-9 because of the knockdown, but Caraballo winning the round.
I got it 10-8 because of the knockdown. It's just because, but Caraballo dictated the pace that round. When he was knocked down, Caraballo was getting up and then hitting Sultan back again and again and again after the knockdown. But the knockdown said it also. I got it 10-8.
And the judges as well had it for 10-8. And again, I score it very old school. Kung sino man
Yeah.
yung more dominating, to me, will always win the fight, regardless of the last hurrah in the 30 seconds, you know. So I always look at it the whole aspect of the round. But from how judges score it this time, as well as you know, they're very similar in that and giving it to Sultan 10-8. Sultan.
So round seven, this is the first time that Caraballo ever went into round seven. It's usually ends before round six. But Sultan was pushing in round seven. They started to go back and forth. And I think I forgot to mention the sixth round was when Sultan was his feet were starting to bother him.
Yes.
He apparently wrapped them like the style of NBA players.
I told you. I think you remember. I said he twisted his ankle.
Well, you said he's twisted his ankle, but I don't think Anthony. It's not a twisted ankle, correct? According to Ginito Henson, it was a wrap.
Yeah,
Was it-
it's a ankle wrap in his legs, both legs.
So it might have been
I
too.
think it's a
Oh,
both
so
legs.
it was too tight.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
I mean,
he
like
said
when.
he said he did it in his last fight and it felt comfortable. But actually, if you wrap your ankle, it should be wrapped by a by a psychiatrist or or your conditioning coach because they know how to wrap the ankle. But with the fighters, they can wrap their ankle, but the tendency here is they tend to wrap it quite tight. That's why at the end of the like mga seventh rounds or to 10th round, it kind of tighten up
So yung nga pala ang problema
leg.
nila is
Yeah,
they tie it to, and the problem with that is, and I think this is
yung blood.
the maybe an inexperienced part for Jonas Sultan, because I've done it before, but I tried it muna in the gym. You know, I did
Oh
it in
yeah,
the
yeah, yeah.
gym. Doon ko na try lahat, and then after the gym, I said I'm not gonna wrap my hand my
Oh, yeah.
feet. So yeah, no, I want to say thank you to Miguel.
He time me smile.
Thanks, Miguel. You gotta make her sing, by the way.
No.
So,
So let me just give some information on the wrapping. Of course, in Taekwondo, we do a lot of ankle wraps. And it really depends on who does it for you. I usually had really experienced med people do mine. Trish Bear was one of the medics that really knew how to wrap my ankle and my entire foot. But you really have to like work it out. You have to loosen it. And after a certain amount of minutes that it's not loosening, you got to take it off and redo it again. Because, if it's too loose, that's not doing anything. If it's too tight, cuts off your circulation and you can't move on your feet. So definitely a learning experience, I believe, because we all saw what was happening after it started really tightening up. So sorry, now we're in round
yeah,
8.
well, but going back into that, you have to test it. You have to test it in the gym. Kaya nga, nag-test ako dati when I twisted my ankle, and I said I can't do it. I can't I just can't have anything wrapped on my foot.
Yeah. But I don't. He might have tested. But the thing is, you know, with raps, even there's sometimes when you come fight night,
Kaya nga
and there's a-
i-test mo yun eh. Because like if you test it numerous times, you'll know how to do it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter.
it's really hard to wrap your ankle.
Kaya nga you have to do it yourself because you're the only one that can feel it.
Mm.
You want to go
I think,
against? You guys want to go
Trish
against me
did
again?
mine all the time.
Well, I'm very picky about who's touching my
Well,
feet.
the
Okay,
thing-
no one's touching my
but
feet.
Trish was amazing.
All right, go back to we're at number 8.
You can talk about your fist.
yes,
wraps.
yes, yes,
My
yes.
legs, my feet being wrapped. Is Taekwondo. I know it all
Okay,
day.
okay. Next,
8.
8.
Okay, 8th round.
I have the score 9-10 for Caraballo in the 8th round.
He started getting the second win back then.
Yes, but I did have Caraballo still winning that round against Sultan.
What about
I got it for Caraballo 75. So I scored it 75 to 75, 8th round. So Caraballo landed left hooks while Sultan is missing with his looping right hands. I think he got back in his old ways where he tend to be wild. Yun yung nangyayari sa kanya nung 8th round. So I think it's kind of he paced that round too. So he was outbalanced. He is landing outbalanced punches, and then after that round, Sultan was bleeding too. So I think that's psychology advantage to Caraballo.
And I
Yan.
believe the
And
judges
then
scored it
ganun
the
din
same.
ang score ng judges. They have it the
Yeah.
same. Then on to the 9th round.
Ooh, the ninth
The
round
ninth
was
round.
where Caraballo was floored for the 4th time. The
Yes.
4th time with Sultan's left hook, flickering right hand combination. You know, Sultan continued to throw left hands and right barrages all the way in that round.
I think this is where I was saying this is where Sultan's strategy was
Changed.
changed.
Mhm.
And they're saying it was a left hook, but it was more of a jab coming in, 1-2 jab or a
1-2-1.
straight jab instead of the hook. 'Cause earlier he keeps missing the hook.
It was too short.
And so, yes, it was too short. That's what she said. So, but the straight and the jab that came with it, which dropped and hurt Caraballo, you know, and I thought that was the biggest adjustment that really got the win for Sultan.
And the
We
last
haven't even has I scored that 10-8, and I think we all agree. Anthony as well, diba?
Yeah.
10-8 score mo.
I think the whole fight is dictated of parang who is the aggressor of that round, because if you backpedal, I think Sultan doesn't like he is having trouble fighting backpedal. So if Caraballo is the aggressor, Sultan tends to get hit. So that's why when in the 9th round, Sultan was the aggressor, and then I think he countered. Fade he faked Caraballo with jab and then jab and then left hook. So that's that signature punch of Caraballo, and then left hook knock Caraballo down in the 9th round.
Yep.
Yes.
And the judges scored it the same way.
10-8.
Yeah. Then
And
And then, of course, the last and final round. This was a lot of the judges scored different, or the majority of the judges scored it different, right?
yeah.
And I thought that Sultan took that last round. I thought that he did enough to take that last round, and he was aggressive. And especially the last 10-15 seconds,
Yeah.
he went all out. You know, so I don't see Caraballo winning that round.
With me, based on the live rounds, I got it for Caraballo because I think it can parang na ano yung 9th round, because at the end of the 9th round, I think Caraballo started to get his pace back, and then at the 10th round, he landed 2 left hooks. So it is quite clean, but based on the replay, I watched the replay. I got the 10th round in for Sultan because Sultan was winning the exchanges after after the rounds, when they exchanged left hooks and
Nagtataya
then
ka
right
eh.
hand.
May second opinion ka eh.
Yeah,
No, but that's great. That's good. That's good. Again, I thought that the exchange was good. I thought Sultan gave it all. He was dictating the round in that
yeah,
last round, and considering how wobbly his legs were, he pushed it in the last
yeah,
10-15 seconds, which I gave it to him. And I think I was looking at it, how big of a heart he came in there
yeah.
and just showed everything without fear. So my
Totally.
score for the whole fight was 94-91 for Sultan.
What was yours again, Anthony?
I got it 93-92 for Sultan in live scorecard, but in my replay I got it 96-91 Sultan.
Okay, what about you, Winter? What's your scorecard?
Yung total po, yung,
Yes.
yes, total ko po is 96-91 po for Sultan.
There we go.
Very good. Yun nga po. Ano po yung score nyo dyan? What is your score? What did you see that was different? Did you feel it was unfair, or was that a satisfactory scorecard from the judges? And of course, iba-iba yun, no? So from on, we had an agree from him. From
95
Yadno's
minutes.
hatch, was 95-93 Sultan, which is pretty good, pretty close. And then again, that some rounds were really close. Like me and Anthony, we have a different 10 rounds, and some other rounds as well.
You
But
had a
because-
9-8 in some of your rounds. You had 9-9.
Yes. So you guys, we all have our own ways of looking at the fight. But as long as it's not over lopsided like the crazy
Yeah.
judges at times, so no, that's great.
95-93.
95-93 from Justin Lopez for Sultan. GM Solid 96-91 for Sultan. I assume for Sultan.
96-91.
Hey, you know who I had it in the Cepeda fight?
Oh,
Cepeda.
The thing is, if you knock him down, there's no question.
Woo! I didn't even sit in my couch long enough in that fight with
Ron Lee 92
92,
94. Basta 92 is the highest score for Caraballo.
6 rounds to Sultan.
From Trebs Baltasar, 6 rounds to Sultan.
Darwin Sales, my goodness, scorecard. Sultan winning 1 point.
My light is off. Why are they doorbelling?
I don't know.
No, thank you. No, thank you.
You only
guys go
have
back there.
carrots to give.
You have carrots, unless you want to give those guys some carrots. So here we go again. Go back. Listen.
Okay. Again, Darwin Salas, the reason why we're doing this is to show you guys that, yes, you could have a knockdown, but if you weren't dominating the entire round, a lot of a lot of judges do score it differently.
And Talks actually had it 94-93 Sultan. That's his reality. That's what he believes was the case.
Wait, is he saying that's his, or that is reality? Because that is what it was.
Oh, you mean that's the scorecard from the judges? I see.
Hildo, take away the knockdowns. It's pretty close.
Hildo, kumusta, bro?
Oh, I guess the people with doorbelling were my
People.
sister. What? Yeah,
Yes.
we're live.
we
And we have no
live.
candy.
No candy. You guys go away.
95-92 Batman.
Batman. Yes, he came in a Batman suit. Kaya pala.
I know.
I remember. So,
Zepeda said there are levels to this. Yes.
yes, totoo po yun, Justin Lopez. That's very true. You can see some guys coming in there, and next thing you know, he's getting destroyed really bad. But again, there are levels to like, for instance, and Inoue's fight with Das Marinas, no, and again, we have an amazing fighter in Das Marinas, but in the level of Inoue, iba yung laban eh. So that's where the levels, you can truly see the levels. Miguel Eleto Carlos, thank you again. Brought to you by
Here, send something for candies. Candies are bad for you.
Yeah. Yes.
I have candy in this house. We don't even
We
have
have
soda.
candies. Sometimes we have candies.
Like,
I have some question about the judges. Do they have specific the way how they score? Like, are they parang parang do they have parang mga
Iba.
kunwari, if you control the fight,
See, but that
if you
depends.
land more punches, I think
Yeah.
it's quite subjective, and that's why
it is.
people have confusion and questions after the fight,
Yes.
Well,
because
I
it's
mean,
subjective.
there's the subjectiveness of it, and it's really different when you're sitting ringside.
It's
Like
very
when you
different.
see it on
Yes.
TV, like we've gone to fights and we watch it and we're like, oh, clearly this person won.
Yeah.
And then everyone's making an uproar on Twitter. They're like, oh, it's a robbery. And we're like, what are you talking about? And you go rewatch it on TV, it's a completely different view. You
Also
get
the
the
angles.
yeah, you get the best angle. You don't have a ref standing in front of you. You're not trying to look up and watch this guy and
Yes.
it sounds like a punch landed or you think it landed but it was on the other side, so you think it landed but it might not have
Yeah.
because of
So
your view.
everybody has their own views. No, like in places too, like say Vegas, they love boxers. If you're boxing, even if it may look like you're running, they love boxers. I look at it as dominating, and I don't really count punches because one round you can be throwing 50, and then the next round you can be throwing 200 punches. And then the computation is going to tell you you've thrown 1,500 more punches than the other guy, but then maybe you did it in 2 rounds while the other guy got the rest of it in the first 10 rounds. So I don't like the compu box because or the count and result, because each rounds are different and it should be scored differently in each round and not counting the whole thing. John Erickson Koratao Mangyao. It's possible to score 8-8. I was using that ever since. Yes, it's a possible to score 8-8. If they have two knockdowns each, or if they have a knockdown and they're losing the fight, that can happen. Like my score for the the third round was 9-8. Caraballo having 8 and Sultan having 9. Now, if Sultan got dropped there or or something like that, then I could have scored it 8-8. So that's a possibility.
Cham, tanong ko lang po, medyo controversial po dun yung knockdown po ni Jonas.
Yes.
Para po sa inyo, do you consider it a knockdown po?
In my personal views na nakita ko, that was not a knockdown, but this, we have to say the referee counted as a knockdown. So in the score, kailangan mo ilagay yon na knockdown yon. Even though nakita natin na hindi knockdown yon, it's not a knockdown. But you have to understand that if the referee says it's a knockdown, then you have to take away that point.
Yeah.
In what association or commission is the replay rule
The video
implemented?
replay.
I'm not
Yeah.
sure.
I
The
think it's
WBC.
implemented.
The WBC did it because I remember Jack, the referee, what's his name?
Jack Reese?
Jack Reese. Yeah, so Jack Reese said after the round we did a video replay and it was a clean knockdown. You guys were both punching at the same time, so we let it go. Because they looked at the fight. So I believe the WBC had the replay because that's what Jack Reese was telling me after the fight.
So, but it also depends on the commission. The Nevada State Athletic Commission
That could be the case as well.
said that the instant replay will not include knockdown calls by the referee. So if this was to play in Nevada and there was a video replay, they wouldn't actually do a video replay for that purpose. It'll only be used if there's a foul committed or a fight stoppage. So they're not going to stop the fight just to say like, oh, well, that shouldn't have been, he did a wrong call. They're not, that's one of the ones that they won't replay for.
Yes.
So it really depends on the boxing commission as well.
Do you agree with it? The replay thing? No.
I don't, but that's just me. I mean, because they started doing replays in Taekwondo, and you would just stand there waiting for the video replay, right? Because it's not going to just be one person that's looking for it. They're going to look at all angles. They're going to slow it down. They're going to rewind, slow it down. It could, when you have like, um, when you have like that momentum of fighting, you don't want to waste that momentum playing a video back. I mean, we haven't been in that position where we've had to, but it does stagnate the energy of a fighter, ready to go forward. And then you don't know, like, when are they going to say go? They could just turn around and say, okay, let's go 2 more seconds and get back in the ring. And you're like, wait. Okay. So now I got to bring my focus back into fighting after you had me sit in my corner for longer than normal.
Ariel B. Carlon, Sultan must develop his defense at saka stamina. Well, we all need to develop defense and stamina every single time. But when you do get hit with something, it takes a lot out of you, your stamina. So just to keeping a perspective of Sultan, because he was very strong early on, then he got caught, and then depends on how vicious the punch or how damaging the punch can really truly affect your stamina. And then there's also another one here. Nasaan na ba yun?
What, doorbell ringing? Christmas
No,
is
no, no.
coming?
No. Nasaan ba yun? Oh, right there too. Is it possible for Sultan to face either Nonito or Casemiro? There's a big possibility of that, but most likely with Casemiro kasi they're the WBO. Casemiro is the title holder ng WBO. And then, of course, Sultan is coming right there, getting ranked higher, and most likely will be the case to fight with Casemiro, or the chance more than fighting me.
Champ,
I have another question. You first.
Sige, Winter.
Totoo po ba na ang Intercontinental po is sa US lang po dinedepend?
Intercontinental, I think that's a North America type of belt.
So US.
So dito lang po, and maybe in Canada and Mexico. Like gaya ng Asia Pacific. Asia Pacific will be only defended in Asia Pacific, Asia area. So they have their own territory. Xander Herrera, can the judge disregard the referee's decision if they deem it incorrect and not score a knockdown against Sultan in round 3?
No.
Not that I have heard of, but lahat ng mga sinabi ng ref, usually what the ref says is will be like an example. The doctor was saying from one of our friends fight. Doctor was saying she can fight or he still can fight, and the referee said no, he can't fight anymore.
Waved it off.
He waved it off. So that's the referee has a very powerful word in the ring.
Anthony had a question for you.
Sige, ano yung question mo, Anthony? What's your question?
Aside from the champions, you, Casimero, and Inoue, is Sultan the toughest challenger the toughest or most durable challenger in 118? Do you think?
He's definitely one of the top guys kasi malakas naman siya, no? And again, there still has a lot to prove with his stamina and his legs building, because that can be a big problem if he's fighting a puncher. Although Caraballo was a puncher, but in terms of a puncher like myself, Casemiro, and Inoue, will that make a difference in his legs or his ability to cope with the punches? So, and of course, you got Rodriguez as well, and then you
Maloney.
got Maloney. But I think what's his name?
Warren,
The Russell. Russell was very talented. And of course, nakita nyo with Warren, who came up with more power punching in his last fight. So the division is definitely a
Live.
it's live. It's great. It's amazing.
What was the question? Are the kids in costume? No.
They did.
I said
They
no.
were ninja. Sabi ko, yeah. Sabi niya,
No.
do we have to do it? Like, no. I have to explain
No.
to the kids.
They had two.
Another thing Nandito, is Sultan, and if Sultan and Casimero would do a second fight, who do you think will have will be favorite in that fight?
I think it'll be like a 50-50 like the first fight, but it went with Sultan, and I think might have to go favor Sultan because he has more of boxing ability and better ability than Casemiro. Although Casemiro has a strong punch, but the last fight yesterday, Sultan looked really strong. Like I've never
Yeah.
seen him that strong before. So I think that might shift my views to 60-40 for Sultan.
Champ, Ma'am Rachel,
Mhm.
is it okay po na i-invite po natin ngayon po si Sir Raymart Gaballo kasi plan po namin po 'to nila Sir Sherwin, na mag-face off po kayo dito. So, na-message niya daw po si Sir Raymart and nag-agree
Ah,
daw po ngayon si Sir Raymart.
sige, I don't have yung contact
But
number niya.
yeah, we can do that now, or we can schedule that so that
I think he's been waiting eh.
okay, if he's waiting, we can
If
do that
he's
now.
awake, then it's fine.
Yeah,
If
yeah.
not, then we can
Yes, sige.
schedule another time.
Yeah.
Sige.
Will
Yeah.
PBC be angry with that?
Ano?
Because will PBC be angry with that because maybe
Hindi
they're
naman.
planning and
No,
Oh,
hindi
no.
naman.
No.
That's what they want to do, and that's fine. And I commend them for being very respectful. Yeah. Well, Flash.
Wait,
Okay, so
dapat
yeah.
nag-Halloween costume ka, Idol Donaire.
All right,
I'm wearing a
I'm gonna
Halloween
do it right
costume.
now.
It's my robe. I'm
I'm
always
gonna do that
wearing
right
it.
now. What's my costume?
Do you have a lot of
I have a
onesies?
lot of
Yeah.
costume.
Yeah.
Let's go. I'll be back.
I'm not doing it.
Ma'am Rachel, isend ko na po ba kay Sir Raymart po yung link?
Hindi ako. I sent it to you, di ba?
Opo, kung pwede ko po isend.
Oo.
Sige po.
Ilang percent na conditioning mo, champ? Si Nonito already did last week 8 rounds of sparring. We only did 1 day of sparring last week because we started to map out peaking for 12 rounds that we were a little bit too early, so we just did more strength and conditioning last week. He did the 8 rounds on Monday and then did strength and conditioning throughout the week. And then tomorrow he'll do another 8 and then maybe Friday either 8 or 10 dependent. But we mapped it out and parang we were a little bit too early to even be doing 8 already. So, and you guys know he's always eating healthy. That's why we haven't been living as much because, we're resting. Lagi rest. That's why we really didn't go for yung Halloween today. Kasi yung si Gerald and Logan, they had a school function sa Wednesday. So they already wore their costumes na. I got candy pa. And then yesterday they're watching Adam Family 2. And then I was just thinking like, pagod ako, pagod siya. Like, why are we gonna go through this at they don't eat candy naman. So in case you guys are wondering, yung si John Logan, they have switch. So switch dito sa States is a tradition. It's like parang yung tooth fairy. So the boys will go out, they'll get candy, and then they'll pick maybe 1 or 2 candies lang, and then they'll write a letter to yung switch. At yung switch, now I have Mario next to me.
It's a me, Mario.
So the switch, you write a letter to her and you say, I'm offering you all this candy for maybe yung toy or yung book instead. So then at night, the switch will take all the candy. So yun, our kids don't really eat much candy naman. So in case you're wondering
But
why.
I like a lot of sweet. It's like a pepperoni with a pizza.
Super Mario.
It's a me, a Mario. I don't need to Mario.
Can you talk like that the entire
I
time?
will talk like this the entire time. So
Oh,
you have to
boy.
understand, I am Mario today.
Oh my goodness.
Hello, everybody. My name is Mario. My favorite thing to do and to eat is spaghetti.
Boys, go brush your teeth.
I didn't eat anything. I put pizza there. Teka lang.
It's been on the table the whole time. They haven't eaten. Okay, sorry. Princess Peach. I don't have a pink dress. It's not gonna work.
Have you seen Rolly's news, Ma'am Rachel? Have you seen Rolly's news? The news about Rolly? Rolly
Oh,
Romero.
yeah. So I saw. Did they? So I think they finally decide to pull him from the card, or hindi pa?
I think
Ma'am,
they
parang
did.
meron na po silang pinag-ano po na replacement.
They
Galing daw
found
po
her,
sa MP Promotion.
pero they
That's
found
their
her.
top option.
They have an
It's their
option,
top
pero
option.
hindi.
I got a pizza. It's a pizza, a cauliflower pizza, not a regular pizza. Okay, very healthy. So I'm not a big boy anymore. Okay.
Oh my
Hey,
goodness.
Miguel, how are you? It's super sticker.
Yeah, now you're Super Mario Donaire,
Yeah,
not
Super Mario
the
Nonito.
Flash. Lana.
Yes, I am gonna eat a pizza, okay? So you guys better be patient to
Parang
me.
Ilonggo ang accent ni Mario. Loko. Oh.
Parang ilong.
Siya, bakit parang Chinese accent?
Iba din yun. Iba din yung
See,
Chinese
there's a bunch
accent.
of people saying you sound. Yeah, well, yeah. Okay, so we were talking about Rolly. It was funny because we were talking about that yesterday. I was saying that why did yung first girl, she put it on social media muna, and then she went to yung police department, diba?
Yeah.
I was saying that I would be very cautious to pull Rolly from the card if it's just yung social media tweet
If
lang.
it's only a what is the word?
Social media tweet.
I know, but just accusation or
Yeah, walang like kasi really you can't really do anything until there's an actual police report, diba? Because then you know, okay, this is serious. This isn't just like some smoke and mirrors from some girl that just wants yung attention lang. So from what I understand, there was one that is here in Las Vegas, no, Henderson. They said she filed a report on Friday. I think the investigation's running, but I don't think it would be wise that until he actually gets charged, that they pull him from the card, because let's just pretend he never gets charged and they pull him from the card.
Yeah.
The girl, whoever made the complaint or whoever decided to do that, are taking money from his livelihood based on falsehood.
right.
That could get really sticky. What do you want me to chant?
nothing.
Russian accent.
Russian. I talk Russian. My name Vladimir,
But you're Mario.
but I'm Mario today, so I have to go back to Mario.
It's kind
No,
of funny with Rolly because I think the accusation was after the fight was announced, so it's kind of bit tricky for me because why now? Parang ganun. Why now? If that accusation floated now, it
Well,
could have been before na lang sana ano with the tank fight announced because there's no question that it's kind of real the accused, but now I think there's a question na baka nga it's a trap for Tank's team na to scrap Rolly or to confuse Rolly in his camp.
I mean,
Something
and
like that.
that's what I thought. Like, because when
Yeah.
I said like, diba, like if you have you want to press charges, you don't put it on Twitter.
Yeah.
You just go to yung police station.
yeah.
So from what I understand, Showtime is just lining up yung in case, because they can't make any hasty decisions that will get them in trouble with yung
I
yung
think
contract.
Mike Uppinger announced it that it's scrapped now, and then they are looking for Isaac Cruz to be replaced by Rolly. I think it's scrapped because
Is it scrapped?
Mike Uppinger is a legit source, right?
I think so. Let me ask. Hold on. Am I? What did I put him under? Winter. Did you get a hold of him or no?
Ano po, kay Sir Raymart po, hindi pa po uli po siya nagsisin.
He's probably
Pero
sleeping na.
Pero sabi po niya is okay daw po.
Mike, where am I?
Announced it in Twitter last day, I think.
Mike Coppinger?
Yeah, on Twitter.
Darwin Salas. Do you have a Batwoman costume? Yes, but it's a sexy one, so I cannot wear it.
No, no. No, it's mine. All right.
Nanita, have you seen Isaac Cruz fight?
Who's fight?
Isaac Cruz fighting
No.
the Mexican guy or not? Yeah.
Hold on. Marlo Aguirre, I just want to let you know what we're talking about is Rolly Rolando's someone's accusing him of sexual
Sexual
misconduct, assault,
Yeah.
and
Wow.
we're trying to find out if they made the decision to replace him based on actual criminal charges or if that's still being
Yes.
discussed. Yeah. So sorry. What were you guys talking about?
Ma'am Rachel, ask ko lang po kung mapatunayan po na totoo po yung sexual assault po ni Rolly Romero, possible po ba matanggalan po siya ng license?
Pwede.
Well, it's not so much as matatanggal siya ng license. It's more of he'll go to jail. So,
His license will be taken away because of
you
that.
think so? They've never done it before.
You want me to bring up
I
the
saw
Okay,
the
okay, talo
the
na ako.
article
Yes,
now.
yes. Tama ka dyan. Tama si Madam.
commission?
I think he just wrote. Mike Coppinger just wrote. He is likely to be out. I think it's
Yeah,
Most likely.
yeah, most likely will be out. But I'm not sure if his license is gonna be taken away
Go ahead.
because if that's the case, I mean, I guess pets would be a lifetime ban, no? Because that's cheating. So I'm
Yeah.
not sure. But I mean, anything. I to me, cheating in the sports of your your life is on the line is very is very serious. So I would think that would be a severe punishment. Um,
But my bata. Because they were talking about boxing.
well, Winter is a very knowledgeable journalist. Now, is a very knowledgeable journalist, and also we're helping him to be comfortable speaking and talking about the fight game in the sports. It's always good to teach them early so that they can feel confident.
And we're not discussing anything that isn't already in the media. This
Yes.
is common knowledge that you will find on the news, regardless.
Yes.
And it's speculation until
Maayong buntag sa
Yeah.
inyo din ha. Yes, magaling yan si Winter. Yes, Winter. And I have to say, Anthony's your scorecard is also amazing. Kasi you have the explanation with it. Marami naman tayo na may alam, no, in terms of like the way we look at the fight. So we're just giving everybody the chance to uh to listen to their knowledge, and yun nga, we give everybody chances. So I think it's great to have Anthony here, Winter here, and maybe other people as well kung pagkatapos ng just to feel comfortable. But going back into the fight, sino nga yung sinabi mo? Sorry, Anthony, I was not
Isaac Cruz. Isaac Cruz Jr. The Mexican guy from 135.
Ah,
The Pitbull.
yeah,
He was nicknamed Pitbull.
I don't think I saw the fight. Kahapon ba yun or
No.
it's coming up?
I think he will be likely replaced by Rolly. I know he will likely replace Rolly.
Okay. So siya yung they're the one looking at him to replace Raleigh. Oh yeah, that's what you were telling me before.
See, I lose my thoughts here.
There's so many
Have you
boxers.
seen
I
him
know.
fight? Have you seen him fight, Manila?
No, I have not seen. I have not seen him fight. But we gotta look into to see if he's capable. You know, because Tank is no joke. He, he's very
Yeah.
powerful. He's very strong. He's very talented. So yeah.
Going back to the Sultan fight, Nanito, do you think his cornerman Joven Jimenez belongs to the top in the as a Philippine coach, or not the top, or the top at least right now?
Well, he adjusted at the end. I don't know if they told him to adjust, but it seems like it's either Sultan who did it or Joven did it. So hindi ko alam yun eh. Whoever did it or whoever was the if Joven did tell him about it, in the corner, because I didn't get to see the corner, then I would say that that was a very good adjustment for them. Because nakita ko, I think the ninth round, no, the ninth round was the one that he came in with the 1-2 jab, and then he started to hit more with the 1-2 jab and the straight jab. So if he was the one that advised him, then yes, I would say that he is a decent one in this level, but we need to see more of him.
For you,
Champ,
who is the top coach in the Philippines right now,
The top coach for the Philippines,
aside from Coach Jun?
I'm not familiar. Sorry, because I'm not very familiar with the coaches sa Pilipinas. We've always reached out to foreign coaches. So maybe this time, now that I'm getting into helping the Filipinos with Probellum, I will probably have more dealings with the coaches as well.
Maybe if, right now it's Ma'am Rachel or Coach Jun Donaire for you.
Yeah, he's definitely a very, very good coach. I've been to many coaches, trained with so many people, so many coaches, and I can say that she is one of the best strategists I've worked with. Happy Halloween, Champ, Mario, and everyone. Happy Halloween, everybody.
What?
Champ, tanong ko lang po ito sa inyo. Meron na po ba kayong bagong sign po na Pilipino po sa Probellum o wala pa po kayong nakukuha ulit?
We're talking about it. We're talking about it right now. My focus is the fight, and kung we have our eyes on people and we're reaching out to them, but the main thing right now is to focus on the fight. Bagzard, do you think if you think that thinking of you, ano? Do you think if you think that thinking of you, pasagot mo siya, thank you, Carmen. Walang iya ka, Bagzard. Nalilito ako sa pagka-think mo eh. I can't think.
Yeah.
So yeah, so that's our scorecard, guys. I hope that you guys score the fight as well, so that we can have our own discussion with it. And Anthony did really amazing with his scorecard, and sometimes yun nga, we did have a little bit of difference in there, and then he went to see it again, and he got what I got in terms of some rounds. So it's how people look at it. And going back into Anthony's question earlier, it depends on how people see the fight. That
Yeah.
the judges and the score are always going to be different, because some judges favor boxers, some judges favor aggressors and punchers, so and with that different perspective, there's going to be different scorecard or scores.
What
And
about
then
next?
the crowd too. I think the crowd played a factor too, because it's majority for Purin, and then they are loud. I can hear them chanting Purin, Purin, Purin. So I think there's
That
a
helps.
factor why judges.
That's a big factor. The crowds can sway the difference in how the judges will look at the fight. Like, for instance, instead of the judges looking at the two fighters, but because of the crowds are saying ooh ooh ganito ganyan, then it sways them to look at the other fighter more. So it does help to be in that hometown.
So, going back to your question, yes, the fighter can lose their license by violating the state laws beyond a minor traffic ticket. Now it's up to the commission to pull
That's
it,
up to the commission.
but it is in the laws. Yeah.
Champ, coming fight po nyo kay Raymart Gaballo, tanong ko lang po, anong oras po yun dito po sa Pilipinas?
I think some morning dyan sa inyo, no? Like Sunday morning.
Yeah, it's usually
Yeah, it's usually Sunday morning sa inyo dyan.
Sunday like noon.
Yeah.
10 a.m. or 12, 10
Yeah.
to 12.
Yeah.
11 or noon, because you're usually in the ring by 8.
You're the main event fighter, right, Champ? You're the main event fighter. You're the
Yes.
main event fighter.
So as far as I know, I'm the main event for that fight.
Yeah.
Have you seen Inoue fight announced? Aran Yapen.
December 14?
Yeah, December
14.
14 ata eh.
What do you think about that fight? Is it a cherry pick?
It's I'm not sure. I mean, just there's a tune-up fight and there's a because he's not, he can choose his fights right now because he's taking care of the mandatory. So yeah, I some fights are gonna be easy. Some in papers, we don't know. I've never seen the opponent, so I can't say how good the opponent are or is. And again, every fighter in there can.
I mean, that's the interesting thing when you start to hold more than one belt. Like each of them
Yeah.
have their own mandatories and their own like regulations based on it. It's not like the UFC where there's one belt and that's it. With all the 4 different, or you see it, there's how many different champions, how many different mandatories. So it takes a bit of juggling when you have more than one belt. So
Ephraim, John De Castro, shout out Champ and Mom Rage. So watching from. I was reading that.
oh, you're reading something?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Anyways, I think he was saying something about.
Improvement.
Ano ba yan?
Sultan's improvement, I think.
This one from Cavite?
I think.
Oh, no.
What do you think?
Ubali at saka si
Yeah,
Jonathan. Yan. I think that's a good fight. Ubali's, as much as it looked easy in that fight, but Ubali is a very talented and experienced fighter na parang magaling din. Very talented too. It's just that alam ko na yung style niya. And I think that's going to be a very good fight between Sultan and Ubali.
Who will you favor, Nini?
In terms of who has the better skill, I think I would go with Ubali, who has the better skill. But if we're talking about power, I think Sultan has the power to end fights against Ubali. So looking at this fight, I think it's a 50-50 because who will, they're good at what they do with power and technique, but who will impose their style is the key to winning this fight. Champ,
Who do you think is the best fight?
I don't know.
Who do you think is the best fight for Sultan next?
The best fight for Sultan? Man, I think he should go for the WBO's top guys.
Yeah,
Agbeko.
Paul Butler is
Yeah.
fighting
Agbeko.
Caspero.
Yeah, so like for
I
like
think
a
Agbeko.
mandatory position or something, or being
Maybe
number one.
Agbeko.
Agbeko, it'd be easy for him. I think Agbeko's already old. I think that he's like number 1 or 2. Number 2. He's number 2. So I think he should go for Agbeko for
I
mandatory.
legit didn't even know.
I didn't even know
Agbeko
Agbeko was
still
still fighting.
fighting. I thought he
Yeah,
retired.
me too.
Yeah, so I think that's a good match for Sultan to get to the number 1 spot.
Champ, ask ko lang po kung ma-retain nyo po pareho po ni Champ Tata yung WBO. Mag-unification bout na po ba kayo or uunahin nyo po muna si Naoya?
Depends. What's easier to make? If he's gonna make it difficult, then we're gonna go with Inoue. But if we can make that fight easy, why not? That's something that I am on a mission to get all the belts.
Zulani versus Sultan.
That's a tough fight for Sultan, I think. Because Sultan can, if he uses his reach, but if Sultan comes in like he did, like with Tata, the way Tata came in, I think that he'll knock Zulani out. So
Yeah. Yeah. And it.
Who's better, Nonito? Is it Duke Micah or Caraballo?
ah, I think Carballo is a better fighter because he's more tougher in that sense, you know. But again, different opponents, a different type of fights. So we just gotta see them get in there and fight.
I saw one. Oh, where'd it go? I lost it. This one.
Watching from the gig, do you think boxing should have only one belt like the UFC? 100%. I think there should only be one champion. Dapat isa lang champion ang sa lahat ng mga weight class. I think there should only be one champion. I think that should be done. That should be the case, you know, so that there is no dispute kung sino yung magiging champion because there's only one belt. So, you know, I think that should happen. How about Jonas Sultan versus Maloney prediction to the fight? I would give the fight to Sultan against Jason Maloney. I mean, Maloney is a good fighter, but he's been through a lot of fights from
Yeah.
from Emmanuel Rodriguez to Inoue, you know, and then with Sultan's power, I think that he can take Maloney out.
Did you answer this one yet?
Yeah, not yet. Champ Plat versus Canelo. Who are you picking? It's hard for me to pick, you know, because Plant is a really good fighter as well. You know, but you know Canelo. I have to probably go with, you know, you got Canelo who's very was very
Been there,
strong
done that.
and great head movement, great counter punching. He's gotten so much better. But I don't think he's ever fought a guy similar to Plant who's out there, who's not afraid. But that's the question. He's gonna, you know, because I thought that Billy Joe Saunders was gonna go in there and unafraid, but he came in there and being afraid of Canelo's power. You know, same thing with Smith. What's his name?
Callum.
A. Smith?
Callum
No.
Smith.
Yeah, the tall
Callum
guy.
Smith.
You know, I thought that he was
Yeah.
gonna do something, you know, but then when they do get hit with Canelo's power, do they change?
When they
You know,
back up and
or
then they're like,
will their game plan go to different mindset? So, but I think that Plant has a really good skill and very smart fighter, and I think it's gonna be a very tough fight for Canelo, knowing if Plant goes according to his plan. Inoue versus Montanus Prime. Who do you think will win? Oh, that's a tough one. Because for me, I got Montiel because I planned for it. Inoue is a very strong fighter like myself. It's tough to say. It's tough because when I fought Montiel, I was very nervous. I was very nervous because I know how good he was,
but you beat Montiel at his prime.
and I beat Montiel at his prime. But Inoue versus Montiel, I can't say for sure. But I might have to go with Inoue. But Montiel is going to be a tough fight.
Ioka versus
Ioka versus Angkas. I have to go with Angkas. I think Angkas is a really good southpaw. He's a really good fighter. Very smart. Very you know, he has the skills to win fights. So I have to go with Angkas in this one. Not give, you know, can't take anything from the veteran Ioka.
Champ, i-ask ko lang po kayo kung bibigyan ka man po ng opportunity na magka-rematch po kay Guillermo Rigondo, lalabanan mo po ba uli si Rigo?
I mean, there's a possibility, but it's out of the question. I mean, why would you want to fight somebody who doesn't have anything? You know, you have Casemiro there. You have
if he had beaten Casemiro, then
yes.
for
If
sure.
he had beaten Casemiro,
But right
then we would be
now-
there. But there's nothing to gain
from that fight. You
Yeah.
know, aside from getting the rematch or anything like that.
It's never going to erase the loss. It's always going to be
Yeah.
there. So, I mean, that's almost 10 years ago. It kind of sounds like a bad ex-girlfriend that won't get over a loss.
But you know, I'm still in the top, and when he does make it to the top, then let's go for it. I don't have any. I've always fought everybody, and that's always going to be me. You know, yun lang.
Ephraim, John De Castro, I'm going to answer this question for you. The last time someone asked Nonito that question, I shut down the interviewer and told her to ask her questions again. And that was before Ubali's fight. I don't think that if this was just any other job saying if you don't get, the pay you want, or if you don't get this, does that mean you're just going to retire? I don't like putting anything negative out in the universe, and I don't like negative questions. So if you want to rephrase your question into a more positive light, then that would be great. Thank you.
About di ba it's parang A Mantas A Mantas Stanionis is in Provelum right now. So I think there's a dispute between like what the question a while ago is about the champions in the 147, and Stanionis is one of it because of the WBA dispute with
Right.
Ugas.
Whoa.
What the update right now about Stanionis and Ugas? Are they finalizing it right now? Because they have been given 30 days to
As far
finalize
as
the
I know,
contract.
Ugas is not happy.
Ugas is not happy with that, but you can't take away from the guy who made himself in that position. You know.
Jamal James lost the fight yesterday, so I think there's a tournament with WBA, but I think they met yesterday or 2 days ago that the four organization is starting to connive with each other so that the unified there will be only one unified champion, I think. But yeah, with that, I think Imantas is a trouble to any fighters in that division. I think that will be a good fight aside from Spence
I think
and
that guy is a really good fighter. He's a
yeah,
really good fighter. So, you know, and that's why Ugas is not happy about that. Kasi magaling yung si ano eh.
it's
Sa
a
Japan.
low risk high reward. High
Yeah,
reward. Yeah.
he's
Well,
great.
I mean, I think, the thing is that WBA is pretty much damned if they do, damned if they don't, because we've been saying there's too many champions, too many belts,
Yeah.
and then now they're having to, make less champions. But of course, the ones who have the belts right now are going to be irritated because they're going to be forced to fight each other regardless of what they truly believe.
Yes.
So it's they are going to have some choosing. This guy again. Ephraim John De Castro. I take it in a positive way. No, when you ask if you lose, will you retire? That's negative. If you ask if you will retire if you still win, that's a positive. Just letting you know. And I answered that question yet.
Just protect them. All right.
What is your views on Filipino Flash versus the Filipino Lang?
Ang views ko versus the Filipino Flash versus the Filipino lang. Ang Filipino Flash ay magaling. Ang Filipino lang, yun lang. Yun lang. Wala na lang. Wala.
What's
Basta-
your favorite gloves to fight?
I fight in Everlast. The Elite is what I've been using for years. It's very. I love it. I like it. It's caused a lot of knockouts. So I like using the Elites.
Champ,
Do
speaking
you
of
use Cleto?
gloves po, nakagamit ka rin po ba ng Cleto Reyes
Yeah,
gloves?
Cleto.
In the past,
Before.
yes. In the past, before the Everlast, it was Reyes that I always use. So and then I got to use the Everlast, and I like the Everlast. So and I have a lot of friends in the Everlast, so we started using the Everlast from that point. Hi, Ma'am Rachel. Do you think
it's for me.
Sultan Camp is aiming for the WBO belt?
I mean, I think that it just apparently where he is right now is in the WBO rankings, and you have to go for the belt that you have the strongest rankings in and position yourself in that such. It seems, of course, now with him having the what is it,
Intercontinental.
the Intercontinental, he's in that ranking, whereas in the other organizations he might be ranked lower. So
Yes.
that's just the road that he has the best opportunity and the best chances for. Yeah.
Champ orange and blue pa rin po ba ang gagamitin niyo pong trunks? Kulay orange pa rin
Yes.
po.
Yes. Magiging Super Saiyan po ako. How many more years we can see you at the ring, inside the ring? Depends. I want, as long as that fire is still in me to wake up and to train in the gym, I can go as long as possible. I want to do this for the longest time, because I know that I would not be able to do this at an older age. So I want to do it for as long as I can.
Ooh. Is it true about sanction fees? The more you have, the more percentage you pay.
Yeah.
Depends. It really depends. There's like a minimum, and then some of them are 3%. And then of course, the more belts you have, the more percentage you have to pay,
Yes.
which actually sucks.
Yes, for each sanctioning, you do pay those percentages.
Philippines. What?
You're going up in weight. Yes.
You are not doing Goku hair. No. No Goku hair.
Go to a thing. There, more positive, right?
Hold on, I'm reading.
What do you think about the possibility of Naoya Inoue going up in the weight
Okay,
class?
Ephraim, good job.
Do you think there's money there? So actually, in Naoya Inoue is the name. So wherever he goes, he'll get paid according to his name. So if he's fighting me, he's gonna get more. If he's fighting somebody who is a champion who doesn't have that big of a name or popularity, then it's gonna be less. But he'll have his minimum of what he should get. But then fighting someone like me will enhance his. At least this is my personal perspective, because that's my experience in the past.
Oh, I was trying to figure
From
out what he was
Philippines, the
saying.
Filipino flash monitor
He said, my
Doner
bad. He said spelling champ from
out of the
Pasensya
year, humble. Oh, monitor, that's
Yeah.
a spell check.
Spell check.
Sorry, I was like, wait,
Champ,
monitor.
since you
That's
showed
right, I
me
remember.
for 5th weight division, do you have plans for 6th division or what division? No.
The boss said
112.
so.
We already went to 126. We're not going any higher than that.
Yes.
Don't ask that question again.
Gabayo versus Caraballo.
Oh, did you want to spar him tomorrow?
I think I already got scheduled, but I'll definitely. You sparred my friend Angelo Leo. He's told great things about you. Angelo Leo is an amazing guy, amazing world champion, and
His dad's so nice.
his dad. Those guys are amazing. So maybe next week we'll set up a sparring with them again, because they had reached out to us to spar Monday, but I've already got 4 guys in line for Monday. So
No, I don't think that's next week.
Isn't it the Japanese guys coming in?
I think they're next week.
Well, if that's the case, then we should just have them tomorrow.
But he's a southpaw. We
No,
remember that.
Angelo Leo is not a southpaw. I was fighting thing. He was my main sparring partner for Rodriguez.
Oh.
So he's not.
I think that it was.
I have no idea. Izzy was a southpaw.
Hold on, let me just double check with
Yeah.
Akimi.
So there, yeah, true school sports, man. Angelo Leo is a great champion. Champ, sa tingin mo, makakabangon po pa ba si Niete sa tulong ng Pro Bellum? Nero, I think Pro Bellum is gonna do really good with Nietes. He's gonna give him the opportunity. So I think he's gonna do really well with Pro Bellum. As long as he keeps winning and do what he does well or best, which is to win, and I think that he will have all the opportunity to fight the bigger guys.
Have you watched Rosado fight? Ma'am Rachel and Anita. Gabriel
Uh,
Rosado.
I've seen him fight before, but if he has fought, as you can see, I'm kind of out of the loop. You know, when I'm training, I'm just training mostly of the time because I'm sleeping most of the time, and then I'm training and then sleeping and then training. So that's usually my routine.
Mugiwara.
Champi,
Okay.
Champi, speaking of Gabriel Rosado po, ano pong prediction niyo po sa laban po nila po ni Jaime Munguia this coming November 13?
I think Munguia is a very strong fighter, great fundamentals, and I think that he's Rosado is a guy that can be hit a lot, and I think Munguia's power can take him out, and there's a possibility of that as well.
I was right.
What?
The Japanese fighter's not till next week.
Okay.
So Angelo can come tomorrow?
Yeah.
For you to spar tomorrow at 11:30.
Yes. She's setting up all my sparring
You're making
partners.
me confused.
I don't know. That's what you told me. I'm always confused.
I knew
Sparring 130 pounders pala na nito. Champ.
Yeah.
God, the guys he's sparring, 148?
Lahat ng mga kasparring ko malaki kasi yung maliliit katimbang ko, they have a hard time with my power. And I don't even go all out yet. So, usually I go all out the last week or sparring. So when I put power in. Do you believe bantamweight division is the most full book division? There's a lot of division that's full book, but I think the bantamweight is definitely one of the most talented and most exciting fighters in the division or in the boxing world.
What was that?
I don't know.
Hold on. There's a beeper thingy going off. What do you mean you're still hungry? Go get some more.
All the pizza? Are you kidding me?
These two boys just finished a whole pizza.
Holy smokes, that was 2 pizza.
They finished 2 pizzas?
Yes, I cooked 2 pizza.
Mario?
Pizza.
Mario?
Hey, there's a finishing my pizza. I want to eat my pizza. Oh my goodness, Mamma mia!
Are they really still hungry?
They finished the whole pizza.
Boys, are you really still hungry?
Well, no
I'll go
more.
make 'em- I'll make them something. I'll be back.
they eat 2 pizza. They
Okay,
won't be
Papa
able to
said
sleep.
no. Your stomach's gonna hurt.
Yes,
Yes. Yes.
they just want to stay up. That's why.
Okay. No, we're
No,
turning
you're
those
not.
off
You
right now.
finished 2 pizza.
Oh my god.
Slices, two not slices, but 2 pizza.
2 whole pizzas.
Okay, that's not. Well, your brother probably ate 8 of them. So, sir, do you have instinct or like spider sense if your left will land clean and solid, or it's just natural if you pull it? I think that it's more of you see and you feel things at times. If you're on point, you just kind of see things and you just kind of know and predict things to come. But when you do hit somebody, it's natural, but it's all strategic standpoint because I set them all up. Yeah.
Is Brandon Mariano your sparring partner too, Champ?
I sparred with him the last fight. He's helped me out a lot. And I help him out a lot for the stand-up game. So he's a great guy from a UFC champion.
What's the difference between his style and the boxer style, other boxer style?
Well, the level is not that high yet in terms of boxing. I mean, he's great at what he does, but his level of boxing still needs to go up a little bit higher because the IQ is still not there. It's just more punching, and there's no setup. There's walang mga technical stuff. I mean, what he does, he'll put a little bit of technique here and there, but the level is still there, and I know that he can go above that level. Why don't you just go over here?
No. I gotta see if they can. Okay.
Um,
We're gonna do this. Champ's diet. What is your
Champ, where's that? Where's that?
No.
Champ's. Can we have breakdown of Champ's diet? I want to see my abs back. Well, again, eating healthy, drinking a lot of water, so that you're eating just the right amount, because we normally eat more than what we you know what we can handle. I mean, we just keep eating instead of just eating something on a regular basis. Kahit kunti lang yun, di ba? But because of the fact that we feel that we need to eat more, we want to eat more, we want to eat more, and we keep eating more, and understanding where is good in limitation helps our body to absorb and to be okay, to have that, because the mindset that we have is we need to eat, we need to keep eating, we need to eat a lot, and we're so used to eating a lot. And that's the biggest problem, is we don't need that much. It's just that our mindset is just telling us, or our habit is telling us that, oh, we need to eat some more. So that's pretty much what it all comes down to, is limiting yourself from eating more than you should. So yun nga, it's just that discipline to understand where your body needs to be.
Champ,
uh,
itanong ko na rin,
Go ahead.
itanong ko na rin po kung ano pong prediction nyo po sa rumors po ng upcoming fight po ni Triple G against Ryota Murata.
Yeah, that's a great fight. I don't know when that fight will be, but that's a great
18th,
fight.
like December 18th, I think.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. I thought that at the end of the year they used to have the fights Japan. um I think that's a great fight. Murata is still a very dangerous guy because he's lengthy, and he has that amazing straight. But then of course you have a guy like Triple G, who's in front of you, who moves his head well, who throws great body shot, great power punching, heavy hands. Um, yeah, so that's pretty much where it all comes down to. I mean, I think that's a great fight. I think that that's a fight that most likely will have a knockout fight. Knockout. I'm looking at my camera. Parang ulo lang yung nasa ano ko eh. Like I have my head pasted in there. So,
What do you
yeah, no,
weigh?
that's
What do you weigh during fight day? What do you naturally weigh if you're 118 at
about
118?
10 pounds. I aim for 7 to 10 pounds, but the last fight I was actually over 10 pounds, maybe 12, going into the fight. So I think that's me just being healthy, and my body absorbing well enough what I need, for my body. So yeah, but that was the case.
Okay, they're in bed now.
Okay. Yeah. I'll be back. I'm gonna say goodnight to the kids.
Who's the hardest chin you ever fought? You mean the hardest chin you ever punched? Or
Ay, Ma'am Rachel, may tanong po pala po sa inyo po si Sir Kultura TV.
saan? I didn't
Dito
see
po
it.
sa comment section, kung would you allow your son if he says he wanted to be in your husband
Ah,
Julito's footprint?
yeah, but it's gonna be really difficult. I mean, we're pretty strict with them already. As you can tell, like they they run see when Jarrell wants to be competitive, he's really competitive. At if he brings that into the fight game, then I have no doubt that he's just talented. He doesn't, I mean, you guys have seen him box, and he doesn't even, we don't teach him, as in like we don't really put much time into it, because we don't want them to be pressured to be in the fight game. Pero when he was in first grade, I think, sinabi niya, he came home, he goes, "Mom, there's a triathlon at school." I go, "Okay," and he goes, "I want to go in the triathlon," and I was like, both of us fight. We don't run, we don't bike, we don't swim. At I think he had like 4 6 weeks like that. At he placed third, even though he doesn't like, because then he started running, diba? Then he started training, then he started doing yung bike. At yung kaibigan ko, his daughter was like one of the fastest swimmers in the state. So she taught him how to competitively swim, but only 4 or 6 weeks of training lang and he got third. So I think he knows if he makes that decision, it has to be his decision, and he has to understand that he has to train hard. So if he's willing to do that, he has the mentality naman. He's very like competitive. Even sa grades, like we had yung parent teacher conference last week. Sinabi ni yung teacher ni Jarrell that Jarrell he's very black and white. He understands ano yung concept, and then ito yung this is how you figure it out. He has all straight A's. He gets really upset if he gets like if it's a 10 question and he gets one wrong, he wants to try to retake the test. That he's like a perfectionist. So si Logan naman not as physically talented pero is super tigas ng ulo, which is good kasi he doesn't give up. Pero he's not as strong as his brother. His brother's just naturally strong. Si Logan, parang you have to build yung muscles niya. So, it's funny though kasi Nonito, yung body niya was like that when he was little din. Like if you saw yung old pictures ni Nonito, he was skinny too. So, it's not to say that he couldn't, but being in the fight game in this family would be a very tall order. So,
Do you see them fighting or not?
I don't know. Because I started fighting when I was 8 and I liked fighting. See, Nonito, he peed during his first match in his pants. And you know, they say like you'll realize it when you get in the ring na. See, Jarrell, he was doing taekwondo before, pero like it was kind of unfair because he was only 5 and merong local tournament dito sa Las Vegas. Well, they found out si Jarrell was fighting and it's an yung maliit like amateur tournament lang and he's a white belt lang at yung merong TV station that were covering it and yung camera was like really in his face and he was only 5 lang. So parang he got that pressure like I just want to do this for fun and then but there's so many people. There's cameras in his face, and this is yung first match niya. So I don't think yung first match for him was it. I don't think for how he was only 5, he was mature enough to understand like what was going on, and there's super pressure that he kind of backed away from taekwondo because of that. Even though he was really, really, really good at it, he's just you throw him in front of cameras, and he's like, "Well, I just wanted to fight. Why are there cameras? Why is everybody around here?" Like, parang stage fright. I mean, like I said, he was only 5 lang. So, parang unfair for him.
Ma'am Rachel, tanong ko lang din po, ano po bang pinagkaiba po nung championship replica po ng WBA Super tsaka po ng WBA Regular? May pinagkaiba
belt?
po ba siya? Opo, yung belt po.
Babe, what's the
Much
difference
higher
between
yung super. Much higher yung super.
Yeah, much higher. Pero yung if the belt looks different, I won't go. Babe, or Super Mario. Super Mario. What's the difference between the Super Champion belt and the regular belt on
They have a
WBA?
different belt.
The Super?
Yeah.
Do we have it here?
Well,
No,
those are super belt. I think
This
Yeah.
is Super.
that's a super belt.
WBA.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one's the Super. It says Super Champion. Pero yung
The name.
I don't think I have a regular. I think all I have is super champions.
you don't have a regular WBA? So yeah, they're usually this one actually says
But
Super.
I have 3 in the back. All
Maybe the name.
I think yung Super it says yung who you fought and then saan. So this one says Ryan Burnett, Nonito Donaire, Glasgow, Scotland at yung date. Let's see. How about Cham going down to 115 to get the fish division? He can do it. he's not gonna look sexy doing it to say he's gonna be super super skinny. When he used to fight at 112, oh my gosh, he was so skinny. That's why I used to call him chicken legs. Kasi yung legs niya wala. It's parang yung finger ko. Anthony Maharlika said hi.
No, man. So,
Hey babe,
Yes.
totoo ba na yung brother mo na si Glenn pinahirapan si Andre Ward as a sparring mate nung bata pa kayo?
Well, of course, because my brother was 4 years older than us, and Andre's younger than me. So
Andre's younger than you?
yeah, it's less than a year younger than me, or so. But a year younger than me. I keep looking at the picture, and I can look like I just a head in my body, doesn't it?
Because you're wearing a costume.
I know, but it looks like a head. It's just like the body is here, and they put my head in there. Yes, but my brother was a lot older than Andre Ward. So
Blueprint Chip, 4 Division World Champion Taekwondo. That's a nasty combination of your DNA.
yeah,
Oh.
Yeah.
Jarrell. They're talking about Jarrell
Mhm.
fighting and Logan. Maybe.
yeah. No, Jarrell's a very talented, and Logan has the biggest heart.
Yeah, that's the difference.
How
Please
about Andre Ward and Canelo? What do you think?
I have to go with Dre.
Fighting.
Dre's too smart. He's too
He's
smart.
slick.
Very slick. He knows how to put plays. It'll be like fighting a bigger Mayweather in front of Canelo. But of course, Canelo gotten so much better as well. So that's something that we can leave it up in the fantasy world.
I'm just reading what that guy, the True School Sports, says that the WBA super belt has lions. I have to look. It does have lions.
What?
This one. He said this one has lions, and the regular has boxing gloves.
Oh, it's in the storage.
Oh, we
I
put it in
have all
storage.
the three WBAs in the storage
Oh,
because we were gonna move to a different place.
so someone said, please don't. They love Chocolatito, and you don't want a body on Nonito's record.
He's a great fighter, but I think that it's a different story fighting guy with speed and power. With Chocolatito, but then he's also a very formidable guy. I mean, he can punch as well. So
Yeah. Anong costume ng mga...
ninja.
Yeah, they were ninjas. It was
Ninja.
funny because the ninja costume we actually got from the ninja restaurant in Japan when he fought Inoue. So, the ones that usually come from the costume store, really, really thin ones, they actually had like ninja ones from Japan.
Yeah.
So theirs looked pretty legit, and it actually said ninja on it. So,
Are you
But-
sure?
yeah, it says ninja.
Ninja.
It had the same
Bisaya, they say ninja re mo patay ninjo.
ninja logo,
Ah,
the restaurant logo.
yes, ninja. Oh, you're right. I
Oh
didn't put
my
this together.
goodness. Where do we buy it, babe?
Ninja restaurant. Ninja restaurant.
So what logo would be on the costume?
Ninja restaurant.
Oh my god. Canelo and Crawford.
Malaki si Canelo. He's too big.
Maybe
And-
Spence.
Yeah, Spence and Crawford definitely.
Well, you have the Crawford and Porter one coming up, right?
Yeah.
So that one's gonna be fun
Yes.
too. There's a lot of good fights coming up.
Yeah.
When I'm watching Noni before, it's like I'm watching a taekwondo doing a boxing. It's very peculiar to see that stance. Did you plan to do that, champ, or Rachel told you about it? That's a secret.
That's a secret.
Ah, hi, Delara TV.
hello po.
You guys, if you guys want to see some fun YouTube stuff, I don't know if you guys missed it, but yesterday there was
Kuya Glenn
over at
Ford's
Kuya Glenn Ford's vloggers
event.
fights.
Yeah.
They had a bunch of fun fights, and it was great watching it. It was, really great time. So if you want to rewatch it, I believe it's still there on his channel. So yeah. I wish you guys all the best. From Las Vegas, Michael De Vera. Thank you, thank you, thank you. That I don't understand. Pasagot po. Gaano pa katang.
Kaya niyang talunin si Canelo.
What happened to you?
If it's 158, I think he's stupid with that.
Na-choke ako, na-choke.
It, 4 rounds, 4 division above Canelo, so he's so kind of big.
Yeah, you guys, we have weight divisions. Culture TV is really being persistent. I need an explanation. I deserve an explanation.
That's a movie scene.
Kasi yung taekwondo,
Yeah.
I'll leave the explanation up to your imagination. Hi, Nicole. Okay, guys, I think we'll just give it 5 more minutes and then we gotta go. It's 8. It's gonna turn 8 at
Yes, I have sparring tomorrow. Again, thank you guys, and hopefully, you guys enjoyed the
discussion about
discussion
the
about the
scorecard.
scorecard. We'll definitely do more, and we'll definitely have Anthony and Winter back. And again, Anthony for an amazing assessment sa scorecard niya. So yeah, no, this was very fun, and I hope na nag-enjoy din po kayo.
Yeah. So, is there any other Filipino fights that are coming up between now and then?
November 13.
Who's that?
It's from Sunman. I think it's I don't know. I didn't remember the name of that guy, but I remember who is he fighting. He's fighting the fighter who defeated Hector Tanahara on Gabriel Rosada undercard. I think he is from Sunman, November 13th.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. So I think it's good just to for the fans out there, I think it's good for you guys to try to start learning and understanding the boxing cards, how they score it, how they see it. And also understand that the perspective we're seeing it at is yung best perspective. It's on a TV. There's no one blocking us. Pero sa actual event where the refs are sitting ringside, it's a little bit of a different view. The more you practice scoring cards and keeping scores while you're watching the fights, and the more you'll understand what they're looking at, and it'll just help you understand, like, when cards like these come, we could discuss it at you can compare your notes compared to what we saw at yung official scorecards.
Yes.
Because our job is to inform you and give you a little bit more enlightenment in the world of boxing, so that we can have these enlightening discussions and see everybody's different points of view.
Yeah. Thank you again for everybody, sa lahat ng mga tao dito, and everybody that came to join us with our discussion. And again, Anthony, thank you for your assessment. Amazing assessment sa scorecard mo. Thank you so much for taking the time, and Winter as well for coming in here and asking great questions. And to everybody out there, maraming salamat.
Winter, go ahead and plug yours.
Makikisubscribe po yung YouTube channel ko po, Winter TV, and makikilike na rin po ng mga videos, and stay tuned po para po sa mga upcoming boxing news and updates po.
Yan. Anthony?
Nothing. I don't have any YouTube, but I have a schoolmate who wants a shout out to Nonito. So I think they saw you in Davao City, at Villa Carmelita. I think it's a swimming pool or subdivision. They saw both of you there in Davao, so they want a shout out though to you. I think his name is Joshua Corshega, my schoolmate.
Joshua Carshega, shout out po sa inyo dyan. Sa imo din na, shout out and natunta nga healthy mo. And it was great to see you guys there. I can't say what I did there.
It's a swimming pool, I think.
Swimming pool. Let's leave it to the imagination. Maraming salamat po sa inyong lahat. Thank you again, Anthony, Winter, and sa lahat ng mga tao dito. Thank you guys for coming in and there'll be more discussion coming up for all the fights that people want to have discussion on, especially for the cards, if it's crazy or if it's fair. So
yeah. So again, thank you, Winter and Anthony, for your insights, and thank you guys for tuning in with us on a beautiful Sunday night.
yes,
Have an amazing week and be safe out there.
It's a me, Mario. Ciao.
I'm Jarrell.
Thank you
and
po,
I
Champ.
am
Bye-bye
Logan.
po.
Thank you for
Bye,
watching
Winter.
this video.
Thank you
And
po,
don't
bye-bye po,
forget to like and subscribe the video. And hit the bell. Ding, ding, ding. KO! Jinx. Got ya.
Benito the Nail. Filipino, flash, flash, Filipino.